How you doing? How you doing? It's me, Old Yeller. All right, here we go. Challenging the Illuminati. By Ronnie, the author only. Not the writer, just the author. Chapter 1, Mass Mind Control. It begins with a quote by none other than Adolf Hitler. Why not? Through clever and constant application of propaganda, people can be made to see paradise as hell, and also the other way around, to consider the most wretched sort of life as paradise. Adolf Hitler. This chapter will explore how music and imagery can be used as tools of mass mind control, the ways in which these methods have been implemented historically, and the implications for society. Mass mind control through music and imagery is a phenomenon that has raised concerns in recent years due to its potential to influence large groups of people in subtle and sometimes manipulative ways by combining auditory and visual stimuli. Those in power or with influence can share public opinion, manipulate emotions, and guide behavior. Music has a profound effect on human emotions and behavior. It has been used throughout history as a means of communication and expression capable of invoking strong emotional responses and even physiological changes in listeners. By carefully crafting music with specific tones, rhythms, and lyrics, musicians and producers can guide listeners' emotions and attitudes. For example, political movements often use music to rally supporters and convey messages, influence public opinion, and motivate action. Similarly, imagery plays a crucial role in shaping perceptions and ideas. Visual elements such as colors, symbols, and visuals can be strategically used to evoke certain feelings or associations in viewers. You know what? I'm going to take a pause right here because what the hell are we talking about? Seriously, what are we doing? Okay, back to it. This can be seen in advertising, where companies use imagery to create brand loyalty for desired products. You know what? I just don't see what the hell this has to do with anything. That's just me. Okay, back to it. In politics, imagery can be used to present a candidate in a favorable light or to tarnish an opponent's reputation. When music and imagery are combined for potential for mass influence, it increases. Music, videos, commercials, political advertisements often use a combination of sound and visuals to create more immersive, persuasive experience. This multi-sensory approach can make messages more memorable and impactful, allowing them to penetrate deeper into the public consciousness. Mass media plays a central role in disseminating music and imagery to large audiences. Through television, radio, and internet, messages can reach people across the globe. No shit, what the hell are you people talking about? This is the dumbest book I've ever read. Algorithms on social media platforms can you know what, man? No shit. Amplify certain content based on user engagement, making it easier for specific messages, blah, blah, gain widespread visibility, influence. Okay, you know what, man? I gotta calm down. I just really don't like it when I see stupid shit put out that people are. He's charging $100 for this book, okay? $100. Okay, I'm on page 13. I really don't understand what the reason of this is or why I'm even reading it right now, actually, because it's so stupid. I'm actually going to skip the rest of this shit because he just keeps saying it over and over again. Mass imagery, music, phenomena, blah, 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 blah. Crucial society to remain vigilant and informed. I'm not kidding. Like 5 verses of the same stuff. Here we go. Ceremonial events. James Brown, the godfather of soul, had a significant impact on political affairs, especially during the civil rights movement. Hit music like "Say It Loud, I'm Black and I'm Proud" became anthems for empowerment, social justice. James Brown's influence extended to his activism and support for various political causes, including advocating for African American rights and performing at events like Martin Luther King Jr.'s rallies. He also met with political leaders and used his platform to address issues of racial inequality and social justice. Ronnie Bow had a deep talk with the Godfather, not the Godfather of soul, but the Godfather of gangster rap, Ice-T, about such subjects. He puts in a picture of Ice-T. Dear God. In the Holy Trap Scriptures by Ronnie Bow, he describes how song and music spectacles at events could cast spells on its audience. But let's delve deeper into this teaching. Concerts are already immersive experiences, but to enhance the sense of being under a spell, so artists could use various techniques. They might incorporate hypnotic lighting, mesmerizing visuals, synchronizing soundscapes to create captivating atmosphere. Additionally, they could encourage audience participation through chants or synchronized movements to deepen the collective experience. The goal would be to transport everyone into a shared trance-like state where they feel connected to each other and the music on a deeper level. Now he has a picture of him and Dougie Diamonds. What Bo said was powerful. This is a quote, supposedly. He said the music is being used like voodoo to influence the youth into criminal activity. He's speaking facts, hunted. It actually says this is a comment. This is a comment on a YouTube video, and it's in the book by TM Getting Money. A comment is in this book of someone who agrees with Ronnie Bow. On the bright side, God knows there should be one, right? I mean, how much of this shit am I going to read before we actually get to anything that has to do with anything? I don't see anything about Jesus or Hitler or Illuminati or anything. This is really useless, but so be it. On the bright side, concerts and other music-related events could bring large groups of people together from city to city, state to state, which is something that even the most politicians can't do. So rap artists and other musicians have the power to impact political affairs in a major way and compel politicians to implement political agendas. Okay, so basically, what he just said in this book has been proven false, actually, in the latest election. If I'm not mistaken, I do believe that Beyonce and Katy Perry and some other people also went up there and said Kamala Harris was the shiznit, and she did not make it, so that is not true. This next heading says witchcraft in mainstream music. Dear God. You know what, man? Witchcraft and whatever. Witches and voodoo priests understand the power of music at its deepest level. But just for the record, let's not confuse voodoo with European witchcraft, because it's a huge difference. While European witchcraft may be pure evil and is sometimes confused with voodoo, voodoo is mere African spirituality that could be used for good or evil, and voodoo was used as a weapon by our ancestors to overcome slavery. Jesus said, "Lord, forgive them, for they know not what they do." In today's society, most of the music that we hear from mainstream artists are signed to major labels, are designed to cast spells on the masses. And while the artist may be totally unaware of what they do, the executives who they're under know exactly what's being done in the minds and emotions of the listeners. Google, this is what it says. Google Kanye West picture with The Witch, Michelle LeMay, and look up the Migos picture with The Witch, Michelle LeMay. I don't know if it's LeMay or LeMay, so shimmy shmazel, you know what I'm saying? It says, she's one of the top witches who teach artists how to cast spells on the masses through their music. Ronnie Bow has a recorded phone call on YouTube with a former Freemason who went in depth about the evil practices of witchcraft conducted in the music industry. It says, R. Kelly's ex-cellmate Ronnie Bow exposes Illuminati with ex-Freemason plus Jay-Z. And Illuminati warning to Ronnie Bow. That's what the YouTube says on a hookah channel. Hookah Anonymous. All right. If you want to look that up. Unlike most artists, Michael Jackson and Prince both understood the esoteric effects of music and live performances very well. So does Jay-Z. R. Kelly was once viewed as a sex symbol to women of all ages. Wow. Worldwide. He had young ladies and older women who all deeply desired to have sex with him. Such emotions were primarily stimulated by his music, and whether R. Kelly inspired such sensations in the women intentionally or unintentionally, he inarguably had millions of women under his spell worldwide. When record label execs presented the agenda to Jay-Z for him to collaborate on a joint hip-hop and R&B album with R. Kelly, Jay-Z saw an opportunity to place the raving fan base of R. Kelly under his own spell by associating his name brand with R. Kelly's. Hear that, people? Jay-Z be nothing without R. Kelly. Damon Dash, the co-owner of his and Jay-Z's Rockefeller Records, did not want Jay-Z to associate their brand with R. Kelly for personal reasons. While the agenda was an opportunity for Jay-Z to expand his audience and subdue it, the agenda wasn't authorized or arranged by Jay-Z, but it was authorized and arranged by Kevin Liles, Quincy Jones, Barry Hankerson, and their Illuminati employers. Okay. Now we got on the Lionel B show. This is another page just showing the Lionel B show where it says former R. Kelly inmate reveals why Aaliyah was killed. Jay-Z funding surviving series on the Lionel B show 11 months ago. Today it's November 2024. So, okay. So that's another page just with that link on it. The higher elites, as Ryan Garcia would call them, has a scholarship in the School of Human Sacrifice. And taking the spotlight from R. Kelly was just an exam. According to Ronnie Bow, a friend of Pimpin' Ken, who happens to be a friend of Pimp C, theorizes the conspiracy that Pimp C was secretly assassinated because the sex tape of which he had with Beyonce would have tarnished the shine of Jay-Z, which would have ruined the higher elite's agenda for Jay-Z. On the song No Hook from the American Gangster album, Jay-Z said, "Fuck the heaven for caving. That's why we don't speak. Made men ain't supposed to make statements." But what about Desiree Perez? I guess in certain circles, a gangster could work for the feds and still be respected as a gangster. Someone should challenge Jay-Z to show some paperwork on DeHaven Millions of so-called gangsters in the streets claim to dishonor rats, but they have all praised Jay-Z as their role model, not knowing that their role model is a rat. Their goals have been aligned with the images that have been seen in Jay-Z videos, and their mentality has been shaped by the lyrics. So whether conspicuously or subconspicuously, they're obviously under his spell. Pay them to kill each other. If you have two groups of enemies, pay someone from each faction to knock off the head of the other's groups. It's ego versus ego, Black King versus Black King. Although it usually leads to someone getting killed, rat beef generates $2 billion a year in revenue. And the label execs have insurance policies on their artists. And if the artist does just happen to get killed, the execs would make more money off the artist than they would the artist had a successful music career. Yeah, that sounds right, actually. All right. Lil Durk mentioned how major labels have tried to pay him to beef with their artist. Why? Because drill music has become the most controversial form of music in the world, and Lil Durk is the world champion of drill music. Not to mention many music bloggers and podcast hosts are federal agents who investigate and ignite rap beefs for both social media engagement and obligation to the elites, even if they didn't start their business off as federal agents with government agendas, they eventually converted to such. In 2009, while negotiating the major labels for a record deal, the execs attempted to align Ronnie Bo with their agenda by instructing him to stage a beef with Drake and Lil Wayne of YMCMB. Not only was Ronnie Bo a fan of both Drake and Lil Wayne at the time, but he couldn't make sense of engaging in unnecessary beef with them. Why does it keep saying beef, man? Instead, he had told the execs that he preferred for them to put a feature from Lil Wayne in his budget. How would you? Okay. Due to his rational resistance, Ronnie B's rational resistance, suggesting that they make a budget for Lil Wayne. Okay. The execs realized that Ronnie Bo was not a prospect that could be easily controlled, so the negotiations failed. Then somehow, someway, Drake, Lil Jon, and other YMCMB artists ended up remaking one of Ronnie Bo's potential hit songs, of which the execs were interested in promoting had Ronnie Bo signed his soul to their devil. 3 years later, in 2012, while Ronnie Bo was serving time in prison for parole violations, the top 40 charts covered their story on the website addressing Ronnie Bo as the King David of hip-hop, with Lil Wayne being referred to the Goliath of hip-hop. Then it shows a top 40s chart, and it says the underground MC Ronnie Bo has recently released an explosive 7-track EP entitled Next to Blow, which in the opening track of the EP. Okay, so Ronnie Bo made multiple attempts to sue YMCMB for the copyright infringements and unpaid royalties, being that the song Bedrock is still generating revenue to this day. Ronnie Bo was interviewed by Birdman's younger brother, Terrence "Gangsta" Williams, to disclose his account of the allegations regarding such incidents. So then you see it's actually a DoorDash commercial, and then it says The People's Chance. And you see Gangsta, the original Hot Boy, and Ronnie Bo talking. And this is on Terrence "Gangsta" Williams' channel. It says Lil Wayne and Birdman sued Ronnie Bo for $10 million. As of this writing, the complexities of Ronnie Bo trying to sue a mainstream artist without the assistance of the prestigious entertainment attorney has set roadblocks in the way of his pursuit to justice. in such a legal dispute. And that's the end of chapter 1. We're 24 pages in. See you in chapter 2, which will be coming up. Chapter 2 is the law illegal? Oh, God. See you then.